Hey everyone, welcome back to another live stream. So today we are just before the Federal Reserve meets tomorrow, and the big question is, holy moly, what kind of disaster are we potentially going to experience tomorrow? Is the Federal Reserve going to, rug pull us? Are they going to make us feel like that's it? We're in for the nastiest cycle of rate hikes. Earnings season started off with everybody complaining and moaning about these supply chain issues. Is this just the beginning of more pain? And will that pain then last until March? Well, that's a big question. So this is where we've got to take a look at the market and go, all right, well, is this the time to buy and hodl the index funds or our favorites? Might be, usually is when there's peak fear, which we've seen with the VIX. We've been at peak fear. Can it keep going down? Absolutely. But some of the deals that are on the market right now, they're not terrible. You know, where Etsy, Enphase, Affirm, Tesla, where some of the stock prices are, they're not terrible. Could they go down more? Absolutely. But folks, tomorrow's big Fed meeting is going to tell us everything, in my opinion. Absolutely everything. So let's take a look here. This is what we got. We got the S&P 500 right here, rotating to the downside into the close. However, actually having a phenomenal recovery intraday. Take a look at the drama that we had intraday today. Again, we opened up just like yesterday, sold off for the first hour or so, sold off a little longer yesterday, more sharply yesterday. But look at this, folks. Recovery into the close, mostly the second half of the day was mostly recovery, and chilling here, chilling right here, and trying to evaluate, are we going to fall into the close? Falling into the close is going to reiterate the uncertainty the market expects tomorrow. Let's take a look at this. We got RK falling into the close. We've got, and it almost, I think it broke even today at one point. Lemonade, stable into the close. You've got Tesla falling a little bit into the close. Tesla went positive today. It ran all the way up to $951. And what we're seeing right now is a little bit of a second low day, but it's a higher low than yesterday, which is good. We're not seeing, you can see that here clearly on the chart. We're not seeing as high or as low of a low that we saw yesterday. Now, something that I've been doing a lot lately is, and this video is also brought to you by them, is I've been using FTX for watching BTC prices. And one of the things that I was just talking to course members about, which remember there's a coupon you can take advantage of that expires within 3 days for joining us. Course member live streams every day the market's open. Spent a lot of time talking about different option strategies and cash hedging strategies. People don't actually think you might consider hedging your cash. Hedging your cash is actually important. But anyway, I've been watching FTX, or I've been watching BTC, so Bitcoin, on FTX US. Check out the link down below to sign up for FTX. It's a really cool platform because you can buy crypto and they integrate the TradingView charts, which TradingView is like one of my favorite chart providers, but they don't, like, you can't trade on there. But here they've integrated the TradingView charts. It's amazing. But anyway, I've overlaid Ethereum onto BTC. And what I'm noticing is when BTC moves up, the stock market seems to come up a little bit afterwards. When BTC moves down, the stock market seems to pull down a little bit. So in a weird way, Bitcoin's kind of leading what's been going on. And this is mind-blowing to me, but it is. And so yesterday, I saw this as well. Yesterday morning, Bitcoin plummeted on news of the drop right here. You see this V-shaped recovery right here on BTC? What I love right here is that BTC dropped and the stock market took about 3 hours to bottom afterwards. So yeah, it is almost kind of like Bitcoin sees the future, which is really, really incredible. So very, very, very interesting to me. And so this is one of the reasons, generally, while I'm sitting here watching the market, determining what's going on, is I'm watching the overlay of BTC and Ethereum. And if you want to take advantage of this as well, click that first link in the description down below. FTX.us is sponsoring this today. You can also go to metkevin.com/FTXUS to learn more, which is exciting. Okay, so let's go back here and understand what's going on in Tickerland. So Tickerland right now, and we'll see at any point, obviously, when we find a pattern, patterns can sometimes end up breaking. So it's always worth keeping an eye on that. So we are falling into the close. We're getting a sell-off into the close here. In my opinion, this is really an indication that there's a lot of fear coming tomorrow. If we get a lot of fear tomorrow in the Fed, there are concerns that we end up with some form of bloodbath if they rug pull us, right? Let's see here. 1 second. There we go. They rug pull us. It's going to suck. Imagine the Fed comes out and says, hey, we've been having so many more supply chain issues. What we're actually going to do is we are going to we're going to taper faster. We're going to end the taper faster, and we're going to end the taper in January instead of in March, like we previously said. Well, this would be yet another U-turn from the Fed. It's entirely possible, and it could lead to some more shaken confidence in markets around the Fed. So it doesn't surprise me that we're seeing a little bit of a close or a softness into the close. Tomorrow we have Tesla earnings, which is a huge day. A lot of really bullish expectations for Tesla. I think, look, I love Tesla long run. I can't wait to be big and heavy in Tesla again, but I think we've gotten so much good news out of Tesla. I don't know how positive those earnings could be. It could be wrong though. I'm not going to make a bet on Tesla earnings. That's one thing that I'm going to promise myself though. So, okay, here we go. So in terms of earnings, speaking of which today, we have Microsoft reporting at 1:10 today. So in about 14 minutes, we'll go ahead and explore what the heck is going on over there. We do have Texas Instruments and some others, but the big one that everybody's going to be eyeballing is Microsoft, which is really going to be quite interesting. Fed only has to say it looks like rain for stocks to fall. Jeez, you never know. If Bitcoin now controls the market and China controls Bitcoin, you could say China controls the U.S. market. Yeah. I hear you. I don't think so, but we'll see. Okay, look, a tiny little bit of sprout, a little inkling of green coming here into the close. Are we going to get a little bit of green going into the close? Yeah, maybe, which is weird because, again, go over to FTX. Look at that. BTC was doing that as well. I don't know what it is, but interesting correlation. So, this is something to watch out for. All right, what do we got here? So we got ARK down 3.66 at the moment. Chipotle down 3.08. Wow, we haven't looked at that one in a while, huh? One of the things, too, that's making me excited about potentially transferring funds over to FTX is they promise to have lower fees than like 85% of the other platforms. And if you use the referral link down below, you get 5% back in trading fees. That's one of the benefits that they use for using a referral link. So if you want to use that referral link down below, whatever nominal fees you do end up paying, you end up getting 5% kind of cash back on your trading fees if you got referred to the platform because it lowers their advertising cost of acquisition. So check that out again, metkevin.com/FTXUS. So something to keep an eye on here is Mind Medicine got a big FDA approval today on, I don't know, I think it was I don't remember what it was an ADHD or an autism. I can't remember. It was on one of those. Anyway, I am not an investor in Mind Medicine, so I'm not the best for following up on exactly what's going on here. But let me see if I can find it really quick. Mind Medicine, FDA approval for a specific, FDA clearance for an IND application for anxiety treatment. Okay, I wanted to get it right. And what's crazy about this is actually an LSD style treatment. And folks were wondering, there's no way Mind Medicine is going to get that. So it had cleared a new drug application allowing phase 2 dose optimized trials. So it's not like it's a full-on approval. They still got to go through the trials and so on and so forth. But that's leading to a lot of optimism because, people thought like LSD, yeah, right, that's ever going to get FDA approved. And they're actually approving the trial to proceed. So it kind of expresses some level of interest and like a lack of fear around that. Anyway, Arcimoto up. We got some good movers here. JPM's up. Embraer's up. Not bad. Some nice movers here. We also have some pain stocks. Arrival down another 11%. Shows some of the risk, folks, of picking a stock in this market. You just pick an individual stock. Holy smokes. Individual stocks in this market are just getting reamed, and it's kind of gross. Look at... where'd it go? Backed holdings 3.9. That's freaking nuts. Anyway, let's go ahead and look at the bell here. We got the bell in about 4 seconds here. And yep, ARC kind of ending negative.
NASDAQ is down about 2.3%. The S&P down 1.2%. Energy and financials remaining positive into the close. Everybody else is lower. Worst performing groups, communication services, technology, and consumer discretionary.
Okay, there you have it. Dow Jones down 0.2%. That's actually not that bad. The S&P 500 is down 1.22%. NASDAQ down 2.28%. Not as bad as what we saw earlier, as well as the Russell down 1.45. Not that bad, but a lot of anxiety going into the close, folks. We had a sell-off going into the close. RK rotating down into the close. RK rotating down at the close. The buy the dip enthusiasm became more of an opportunity for the hedgies to take advantage of buy the dipping retail and end up selling them off into the second half of the day. Thank you so much together for donating €5 to say that have created thousands of millionaires and educated the world on finance. Thank you for that. I try my best, folks. That's all. Let's see here. I do want to see how these close. Look at all of the spark lines. Like if I move quickly here where my mouse is, almost all of the spark lines rotated down into the close. That's a sign that it's not your stock that's getting screwed. It's everything. Look at it. Again, look at where my mouse is here. I mean, it's remarkably powerful. Look at where my mouse is right here. It's hypnosis, okay? Buy Meet Kevin's course before the coupon expires. Anyway, so you look at the mouse here. Almost everything has rotated down via the spark lines at the close, either slightly or substantially. I don't see anything that has rotated up in the second half of the day. Here's XL Fleet, which was kind of flat, but otherwise, it's just all down going into the close right there, which is not unexpected, especially if you have expectations for pain from the Fed tomorrow. So now we do have Microsoft earnings on deck. Microsoft earnings are going to be a big. Why is Microsoft down all of a sudden 3.7%? Did they report? Dude, there's no way they reported. They were supposed to report in 10 minutes, in 8 minutes actually. They reported. Okay, revenue came in at $51.73 billion. They were expecting 50.87, so that's actually a beat on top line revenue. Cloud revenue came in better, 2.2 billion versus 22.1 billion versus 21.91 billion. Operating income 22.2. Microsoft falls 6% after earnings. Xbox content and services up 10%. I'm trying to find out where the miss is. Where's the miss? Where's the misses? Is it a forecast? Intelligent Cloud was a meet. The productivity revenue was a beat, a slight beat. I don't get it. I don't get it. Where's the miss? Dude, the revenue's beat. Where I'm trying to find out where the guidance is. Dude, what the hell? Hold on. I don't know what's going on.
Let me just dive into the guidance and perhaps we'll find something there for why we're down 5%.
Yeah, they don't know either.
Mark, anything enticing
Dude, they're just
to
as
you
clueless
about some of these tech names, especially the mega caps that have been...
They're literally just as clueless. Like, why is the market all of a sudden down 5% on Microsoft? This doesn't make sense. It looks fine.
Right, we saw the FANG stocks. I call it Mount FANG because I include Microsoft and Tesla in that group. Everything started to roll over last week.
Dude, this guy ain't reading their earnings. He doesn't know. Quarterly highlights. I'm trying to find it. Fiscal. Like, what the hell? Forward-looking statements. No, that's just the generic bullcrap. What? Is it still down? Yeah, it's still down. Why? Its earnings were fine. I'm telling you, man. Bad news is bad news. good news or no news is bad news. It's a stupid, dumb market. It pisses me off. It's so hard to plan. You know, like I want to make bullish bets. I'm a freaking perma bull. I just like temporarily am nervous. And this is one of the reasons.
And there's capital on the sidelines for the growth of these companies. That has not changed despite this bear market.
Looking at
I can
Microsoft
go through
down
the,
5% after hours. Go ahead, Wilfred.
So I was just going to, I can go through the line items of this past quarter, which largely were in line. 18.3 billion for intelligent cloud. Of course, people.
I already did that. I'll listen to you for a second, though.
Processes was 15.9 billion. That was in line. And then the beat on the revenue line, personal computing, came in at 17.4 billion. The forecast was for 16.5. That explains the revenue beat for the quarter just passed. And as we said already, the EPS was a beat there as well. I haven't found any guidance, which of course we were also waiting for, as to why we might be down 5 billion. And Mike, I don't know if it's just this quarter.
Dude, even EPS beat. EPS came in at 248 versus 232. That's a good beat.
Essentially, the initial takeaway, if you look at the history of Microsoft's beat, the last 10 quarters, this is by far the smallest that we have going back at least 3 or 4 years, let's say 3 years. So just in general, the idea, the cadence of surprises was a little bit better than this. And, you know, as I was saying earlier, it really is just going to be a bit of a litmus test as to people's appetite for paying up for, you know, a still nicely growing, very large company that does not kind of blow you away with the surprises. Maybe there's something else in the numbers that we're not seeing in terms of the business mix. But to me, it seems like, you know, a company that's still in the process of having that value.
I don't get it. It's down 6% now. It continues to fall on literally no damn news. Shift Technology now down 4% in the after hours. So again, the small caps getting hit first. Smile Direct going down 2%. Amazon's going down 1% on this. Matterport's going down 1% on this. And you're down 0.5% on Tesla. Tesla moved a little bit on this. QQQ is not liking this either. QQQ selling down again. Yeah, Graham Stephan, what up, bro? It's Netflix all over again. That's right, man. Dude, but like Netflix guided low. These people said nothing, and the market's like, double middle finger, bitches. Like, what? No, look, the SPY's trying to go right back to support. Okay. Let's see if they have figured it out yet.
Well, what's really interesting to me is we've been talking to analysts about the importance of the Azure number. And CNBC polled 15 different analysts, and the consensus, or the average consensus, was for 46% growth. So though the number came in a hair ahead of the street account estimate, it was right in line with those 15 analysts' consensus. So what that says to me is that the most important growth area, it was in line, it was not a beat. And I think that expectations are so high right now. This is a stock that has outperformed the broader tech sector, if you look back over the past 12 months, that I think that the expectations are just incredibly high, especially after the sell-off we've seen in the first half of this first part of this year.
Julia, thanks so much for that. Mark, were expectations too high? I mean, we are talking about beats relative to consensus. We're talking.
Do you know what that is? That's bad for Tesla. Because, like, if you think about it, that's like, you know, we already know that Tesla, we know how many cars Tesla delivered. We can be really optimistic about how much money they net, but if they missed even slightly on margin, we're going to end up having the same freaking thing that happened to Netflix and Microsoft happen here. You know what it could be? And this is just a jaded way to look at it. But part of me, I mean, it's recovering a little bit, which is good, a tiny little bit. I mean, I like to see that because it's just otherwise it makes no sense. But part of me wonders, is it just like, okay, earnings happened, time to sell. Oh, it didn't go out, no worries. It's almost like, did people bet on a beat here? Are people going to bet on a big beat on Tesla and the other companies? Is this just like weird after hours volatility? Who knows? Who knows? That's weird. The good news is Microsoft is recovering slightly right now. It's back to about 3.5% in the red here. The what am I trying to say? The NASDAQ here is sticking to its about 2/3 of a percent loss right here. Microsoft again trying to move up here. Google coming down 0.5% here in after hours on this news. If I go to the 1 hour, what I'm going to want to do here is I'm just going to want to compare to the pain. Yeah, there you go, Will. This is exactly why we don't play earnings. That's right, Will. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to kind of compare. I could probably go into the 30-minute here if I widen the chart a bit. If I go to the 30-minute, let's just compare the bottom, what we're seeing right now in after hours, to where we were yesterday at bottom, because this was a big day right here, right? This is Jan 24 right here. And, we're kind of rotating back to that. How's Texas Instrument? Oh, my, what? Hold on.
Quarter. That was
there we
compared
go.
to a consensus forecast of 194. Revenues, 4.83 billion in the quarter. The forecast was 4.43 billion. So both top and bottom line, pretty clear beats. And the guidance for the first quarter from the company, 4.5 billion in revenue to 4.9 billion, and earnings per share of 201 to 229. Those look like on the earnings per share level above the consensus as it stands right now of below $2, about 187. So obviously a clear beat.
So the estimate for sales was 4.83. It came in at 4.4. So that's almost a 10% beat, right? The adjusted EPS was 2.27. That beat by about 10% as well. Free cash flow came in less than expected. What's interesting is free cash flow came in way less than expected. Market doesn't really care. Market's like, I don't care about your free cash flow. I care about your growth. Growth at any cost, folks. EPS came in, or their forecast for revenue in Q1, 2.01 to 2.29. The estimate was 190. That's at least 11-12% beat right there on the measuring from the low side, measuring from the midpoint. That's more like a 20% revision up in EPS for the first quarter. So the Texas Instrument one is good. And that makes me wonder if Microsoft is going to chillax a little bit more after that drama, and maybe the QQQ will relax a little bit because of the Texas Instrument beat, and maybe we just call Microsoft a fluke here. It's still down 3.8%, so I can't really say it's moving much off that TI move. Sorry, I thought it was Texas TI, but apparently it's not. Oh, it's TXN. I would never guess that one. Texas Instrument here, nice move. So you got a beat here, and you actually got positivity. Now, the question is going to be, watch this in the next 3 or 4 hours. Is Texas Instruments going to rotate down as we go into the close of after hours, or is it going to rotate up? That's a big question, right? So we're going to watch Texas Instrument. We're going to, let's take a look here. Let's go to MSFT. Texas Instrument settling down. Okay, so is Microsoft, still down about that 3.6%. Try to gauge the overall market reaction here. The NASDAQ does not like this. The NASDAQ is like, this is bad news for future earnings. And if you think about it, what's your biggest weight in? And it's honestly probably Microsoft that's weighing on this, but your biggest weights in the NASDAQ and S&P are your faves, AAPL, let's see how they're doing. Down 0.66%. You've got, that's AAPL. How about Tesla? So down about 0.5%, 2/3%. Google down 0.4%. Thanks together for the 10-pound donation. PayPal's down 0.7 on this. They don't like this. Proterra's down 3%. No, Proterra barely trades in the after hours. I do think Shift trades in the after hours, but those seem like weird block sales that are coming through right here. When you see that bar coding, sometimes you do get block sales that come in pretty large. Well, there's the uncertainty for you. Let's go look at headlines quickly, and let's just let Microsoft chillax for a little bit. I have to say, very, very weird earnings there by Microsoft. Let's go, before I look at some more news, and I want to see what the suits are reporting, what I'm also going to do is I'm just going to look at BTC pricing here, because BTC pricing has been a little bit of a forecaster for us. And of course, I'm going to use FTX to take a peek at this. FTX is, you can go to sign up for FTX and get 5% cash back on the nominal fees that you do pay. Their fees are 85% lower than the competitors. And you get 5% cash back if you use a referral link like the one down below. and you've got incredibly low fees already. But anyway, what I've been doing is I've been tracking again BTC and Ethereum, and what I'm noticing is, take a look at this, folks. Here we go again. As BTC rotates down from 1246, you get this rotation down into the close and a tiny little bit of recovery just in the last 2 or 3 minutes. I've been noticing a lot of similarities in BTC, sort of pre-moving the SPY or some of the other stocks. So look at this. You didn't get that rotation down in the SPY until 4 minutes later. Now I know that sounds crazy, but for a trader, that's a long period of time. You did not get that rotation in the SPY until 4 minutes later. You did not get the rotation in the QQQ until 4 minutes later. And it's almost as if on this bump right here, BTC kind of gave you a little 4-minute heads up. We're starting to turn. Kind of interesting. All right, so I'm gonna go into the back just to see if you got some. I do want to see what's being said about this. Let's see. Earning. Top Live. There we go. Top Live. T Live. There we go. Okay. Top Live blog. Are they doing Microsoft? They usually do. Past events, best events. Oh, okay. It's going to be under here. One sec. Yeah, 25. Oh, no, I don't actually have it up here. That's weird. All right. No problem. I'll go somewhere else. All right. Microsoft pain aggravates stock late day swoon. Microsoft's results dive or post results dive looks set to amplify concerns about the broader equity sell-off. Stocks end because of Ukraine issues. Volume and liquidity not enough to sustain stock recovery today. Stocks are clawing back losses. Problem is volume figures are less than half of that of Monday, and market depth is abysmal. That could spell more weakness for stocks until at least after Jay Powell's meeting tomorrow. So that's a little line here, a little snippet from Bloomberg that you could get more pain until at least through Jay Powell's meeting. I would expect most traders are going to be pretty dang tentative, like, oh my gosh, what's Jay Powell going to do? We're going to cover this live tomorrow, and I'm going to be bitching about it the whole time. But anyway, thank you. Thank you for another 10 pounds here. I don't know why you're being so nice to me today. Thank you. Inflation is here to stay. If business hiring remains tight, that'll be a signal for the Fed. Looney gets a lift on reflation bet. S&P on verge of unprecedented feat. No, that was okay. It didn't end up pulling it off. So when the S&P rotates down intraday, a certain percentage, like at least 2% after a previous 2% close, it is extremely rare for it to go positive. And it was starting to trend up, but it didn't make it. Like, it's super rare. Okay. All right. Well, okay. So not terribly much news right there. That's just a little bit of commentary. Microsoft falls after sales beat fails to appease Wall Street. That's literally the headline, folks. Microsoft beat fails to appease Wall Street. That's terrible. Like that should create nervousness. I mean, it certainly does for me. Dude, why? Like, look at folks, look at Microsoft so far, okay? Look at this insanity so far on Microsoft. You are below the 200-day. Obviously, if you're below the 200, you're below the 50 and the 100. You have substantially fallen off a cliff here. And Microsoft has done so well. Yet now in the after hours, sorry, this is the QQQ. My bad. It's probably a similar chart though. It's like the same chart. That's why I didn't notice it. Thank you, Patrick. Patrick's like, that's the QQQ. And I'm like, oh, you're right. It literally looks the same though. Anyway, we are now past the October dip that we had. We're not as low as the May dip that we had on Microsoft here. But for what? When we're down 4% in the afters now? Come on, man. Look at that. Had a little fake bounce there again. That's just getting sold. Yeah, it's still above the 300-day. And then soon it'll be, don't worry, it's above the 420-day. Oh my gosh. Oh, geez. All right. Yeah. All right, let's jump in over here. Dip buyers emerge to drive stocks from lows. Red hot housing market is betting interest rates will never rise. Yeah, that's sustainable. Meme investors learn the hard way. The house always wins. Oh, retail traders flocked to leverage ETF, betting on more tech pain. Ooh, probably the triple NASDAQ short. SQQQ, triple NASDAQ. That's, it is an interesting play, honestly. I hate it. I just hate leverage. But yeah, I mean, look at that. It's up 2.3% in the after hours. And as we started rotating down, it started rotating up. QQQ right now sitting at down about 0.8%. This Microsoft news it's Netflix all over again, like Graham said. That freaking nailed it. All right, well, we're vacillating now around that 3.5. No major other news to report, I don't think, here. So do check out metkevin.com/FTXUS, link down below. Check out the programs on building your wealth. My birthday is now officially in 3 days, and then I'm going skiing. I'll be gone for the weekend. I'm not sure yet if I'm going to be what the status is for Monday, but either way, I for sure will be back for a full day on Tuesday, and I'll be here Monday or Friday as well. So my first half of my birthday, I'll be working. And yeah. Thank you so much for being here. Tomorrow's a big day. Tesla earnings tomorrow. All right, folks. We'll see you. Thanks again. And again, shout out to metkevin.com/FTXUS. Get 5% back on trading fees, the very nominal ones they do have if you sign up with that